Good morning, my friends. My name is Melissa from Melissa's Struggling Walk with Jesus. I'm here on Monday, April 27th at 7:11 a.m. I am here sharing the Word of God with you. I'm working out of the Amplified Holy Bible, the Navigator's Bible Reading Plan, and I'll be sharing Proverbs chapter 20. The title is on life and conduct, and it says, "Wine is a mocker, strong drink a riotous brawler, and whoever is intoxicated by it is not wise." Check out Proverbs chapter 23, verses 29 and 30, Isaiah chapter 28, verse 7, and Hosea chapter 4, verse 11. Verse 2. The terror of a king is like the roaring of a lion. Whoever provokes him to anger forfeits his own life. 3. It is an honor for a man to keep away from strife by handling situations with thoughtful foresight, but any fool will start a quarrel without regard for the consequences. 4. The lazy man does not plow when the winter planting season arrives, so he begs at the next harvest and has nothing to reap. 5. A plan, a motive, a wise counsel in the heart of a man is like water in a deep well, but a man of understanding draws it out. Check out Proverbs chapter 18, verse 4. Verse 6. Many a man proclaims his own loyalty and goodness, but who can find a faithful and trustworthy man? 7. The righteous man who walks in integrity and lives life in accord with his godly beliefs, how blessed, happy, and spiritually secure are his children after him, who have his example to follow. 8. A discerning king who sits on the throne of judgment sifts all evil like chaff with his eyes and cannot be easily fooled. 9. Who can say, I have cleansed my heart, I am pure from my sin? Check out 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 46, 2 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 36, Job chapter 9, verse 30, Job chapter 14, verse 4, Psalms chapter 51, verse 5, and 1 John chapter 1, verse 8. 10. Differing weights, one for buying and another for selling, and differing measures. Both of them are detestable and offensive to the Lord. Check out Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 13, and Micah chapter 6, verse 10 and 11. 11. Even a boy is known and distinguished by his acts, whether his conduct is pure and right. 12. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the omnipotent Lord has made both of them. 13. Do not love excessive sleep, or you will become poor. Open your eyes so that you can do your work, and you will be satisfied with bread. 14. It is almost worthless, says the buyer, as he negotiates the price. But when he goes his way, then he boasts about his bargains. 15. There is gold and an abundance of pearls, but the lips of knowledge are a vessel of preciousness, the most precious of all. Check out Job chapter 28, verse 12, and verses 16 through 19. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 15, and Proverbs chapter 8, verse 11. Verse 16. The judge tells the creditor, take the clothes of one who is surety for a stranger, and hold him in pledge when he guarantees a loan for foreigners. Check out Proverbs chapter 27, verse 13. 17. Food gained by deceit is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth will be filled with gravel. Just as sin may be sweet at first, but later its consequences bring despair. 18. Plans are established by counsel, so make war only with wise guidance. 19. He who goes about as a gossip reveals secrets, therefore do not associate with a gossip who talks freely or flatters. Check out Romans chapter 16, verse 17 and 18. 20. Whoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp of life will be extinguished in time of darkness. 21. An inheritance hastily gained by greedy, unjust means at the beginning will not be blessed in the end. Check out Proverbs chapter 28, verse 20, and Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Verse 22. Do not say, I will repay evil. Wait expectantly for the Lord, and he will rescue and save you. Check out Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35, and 2 Samuel chapter 16, verse 12. Romans chapter 12, verses 17 through 19. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 15, and 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. Verse 23. Differing weights are detestable and offensive to the Lord, and fraudulent scales are not good. 24. Man's steps are ordered and ordained by the Lord. How then can a man fully understand his way? 25. It is a trap for a man to speak a vow of consecration and say rashly, it is holy, and not until afterward consider whether he can fulfill it. 26. A wise king sifts out the wicked from among the good and drives the threshing wheel over them to separate the chaff from the grain. 27. The spirit, the conscience of man, is the lamp of the Lord, searching and examining all the innermost parts of his being. Check out 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. 28. Loyalty and mercy, truth and faithfulness protect the king, and he upholds his throne by loving kindness. 29. The glory of young men is their physical strength, and the honor of aged men is their gray head, representing wisdom and experience. 30. Blows that wound cleanse away evil, and strokes reach to the innermost parts.